Here to take a picture of my pepper plant all the way down at the end for my brother who lives out of state, but I can't get down to it. But if I zoom in ever so much, you can see the tomatoes popping out at the end. So yeah, that's not gonna happen. Mantis has moved into the tomato pot from the cucumber pot. I don't know if that's because there's more buggies here than there or what, but yeah, that's his new home in there, underneath a spider web apparently. So I don't know, maybe he'll go back to the cucumber bed at some point, but right now he's protecting my tomatoes. Yeah, it's a sad sight, and I don't know if it's the rain or whatnot. But jalapenos are doing what the jalapenos do. And it looks like I have far less than I did before. I only took 3 off yesterday. And I've got a whole bunch of flowers still coming out on this cubanelle, so hopefully pretty soon, let me walk you around. Hopefully pretty soon I'll be able to harvest from them. I do have a lot of little peppers going on, but I don't know yet if they're gonna fall off or not. But that one right back there, and it doesn't want to focus, but that one looks promising. As for the cucumbers, pardon the air conditioner, this one is starting to grow finally, and then there's this one, is still straightening out. I've got those 2 over there, and those 2 down there, and this one over here. So that's like 6, I didn't count. I did prune back the basil and the mint to allow light to come in and new growth. Yes? Actually explain about the scraps in the garden. Yes, the scraps. So I already told you that the eggshells and the orange peels put calcium into the soil, and that the banana peels put potassium, and the coffee grinds put nitrogen. Well, the leaves give it a little nitrogen and some other nutrients as well, because it's giving back what the plant's already used. And it is completely safe to do so long as you do not dig it into the soil. Because as it breaks down, the water will hit it and seep that nutrients into the soil. And then the plant picks up that nutrients from the soil. However, when you dig it into the soil, it takes nutrients from the soil as it breaks down to help it break down, which takes nutrients away from the plants. Yeah. So it's an alternative to compost, but it's not compost, and it only stays on the top layer. Now let me get in here to you, because I'm done putting it in for the season. You can see over by my finger, got a whole little black speckles. That is the coffee grinds, as well as tea leaves, because I've been mixing those in as well. You can see the fresh banana and the old banana. Okay, fresh peel, old peel, it's all in here. You could also see different layers of leaves. We got green leaves, we got brown leaves. Well, the brown leaves are super paper thin. Yeah. And if I had, let me see if I can, a whole bunch of little bugs running around in there breaking this stuff down. Yeah, So down at the bottom, it's pretty much all broken down. So, as far as the season goes for feeding, I am all set. I'm all done. And the soil is coming back to life. Finally. So whatever, by the time I bring it in, does not break down, I will be scooping off and throwing out. And I will be doing my part to get rid of, see, there's some tea leaves that are left, to be getting rid of the bugs that it has attracted. Yeah. Probably make a neem oil concoction and pour that in. But I just wanted to show you. See, it breaks down relatively easy and fast. Because these are clippings from this plant from this season. If you look right here, this is almost completely broken down. Yeah. And it also puts organic matter into the soil, which is good for the plants. You know, the bugs are getting mad at me for poking my fingers around. But yeah. I did put a little in here because I'm hoping to get some more growth on this. But I don't think so because of how late it is in the season. And I do have a real spider hanging out in there. So yeah, I did it in this pot instead of my tomato pot, which probably has a better example. But it's all nutrients that the plants need to grow healthy and strong. But Mr. Mantis has moved yet again. I don't know where he went this time. So, he's not sticking around like he used to. Because he was here not even an hour ago. So, and I have a whole bunch of aerial roots. I actually can show you some roots right here. Those are top roots. They don't go too far down into the soil, but they come out looking for more moisture for the plant. Yeah, I know. I got a whole lot of suckers from where I was pruning off. And a whole lot more pruning to do. But I think I'm done pruning for the season. I'm waiting for this little truffle of flowers to start here. And then I'm still not 100% sure I'm going to bring this plant in. It has something going on with it, and I don't know if it's because of the flies that are sticking to it and decomposing, or if it's a fungus or whatnot. And the leaves are curled. In my opinion, the cherry tomatoes are not sweet enough for me to keep, but my husband likes them, so I might just take a clipping, maybe like down to here, small clipping, and start it all over again. But I'd have to find a place that doesn't have any damage to it to take the clipping from, and that's where I'm coming into the issue. So I guess I will see as the season goes along, and I still don't know what this is, but I don't think it's radish. I think it might be like a Swiss chard or something like that. See, there's more of the flies stuck to it. Oh yeah. Today's video will be a long video. Whew. But yeah, no, all my plants that I still have are doing pretty good. Even this guy put out some new growth after the storm happened. And I'm in a spider web here, so I hope I don't get bit. Yeah, no, it put out a lot of new growth. And it's quite fantabulous. I mean, I got new growth up top, new growth down the bottom. starting to turn out good. And my cucumbers. This is my favorite angle to look at the cucumbers because I can see all three together. And then when I turn over here, I could see two more. And the only one I'm missing, I see when I stand up and I walk over. Yeah. Very interesting how they curve at the bottom. And again, I don't know if that's the thrip that does it. And Mr. Bumblebee's back after the rain. Yay, Mr. Bumblebee. Pollinate my cucumbers. Thank you, Mr. Bumblebee. Trying to focus on him for you. So majestic. And he's down at the other one. Flying off. Working hard to make that honey. So. Unfortunately, I don't know where Mr. Bumblebee just flew off to, nor where his home is. But I kind of like it that way. Because lately we've been seeing a lot less bees in the area. And we've been having to either pollinate ourselves or rely on other pollinators to get the job done. But doing a little bit here and there for the bees actually helps. Because they not only pollinate our flowers, but they also make honey. And they're very important for food production. Yeah, you might get stung. Yeah, you might be allergic, but I was literally, like, I'm right here. See here. Less than an arm's length, because my elbow is bent, away from that bumblebee, and he didn't bother me. He went about his business and left. So long as you don't swat at them, so long as you don't make them feel threatened, they don't sting you. They're not aggressive. They've got a job to do just like everybody else. Just trying to survive. Earlier how flooded it was over here. Well, it dried out pretty well, and it's really well drained area. But where it drains is through these cracks and into my basement. Not so fun. But at least the plants aren't gonna have root rot, and I really wish that this tomato would stand up. But Anastasia came out here and put more vegetable cuttings and coffee grinds all over the place. And the sugar cane is kind of like getting entangled and falling over, and some of it's being attacked by slugs. Oh no, slugs. Yeah, I pulled a whole bunch of slugs off of the mystery plant, which I found out is some kind of pepper, and I'm waiting to see what kind of pepper it is. I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 peppers on it. And this thing doesn't even want to stand up. I know, and it doesn't get the best light, and it's in the cheesy soil with literally a lot of rocks, and it's clay soil. Rocks and weeds. There's a dandelion over there, and I forget what that's called there. But I noticed from the other side that some of the radishes are starting to bulb. Yeah, isn't that something? So I'm gonna let them go. I still have no clue what this is, but it's pretty. So we'll let it grow. Yeah. So that is the update on the mystery plant in Anastasia's garden, which needs some sunlight to perk back up. But yeah. The end of the season, Anastasia's garden is going to be clipped and laid out here so that next year we can plant a sunflower or two. Make her happy because that's what she wanted. Some flowers for the pollinators to attract them. So, I'll see you tomorrow. I apologize if this video was so long, but a lot has happened today. From a monumental flood, like it was even flooded all the way over there, to an entertaining day with the baby, and a pleasant update for you guys. So, oh, one more thing. After I pruned back the mint and the basil, I mean, I left the ones that were flowering, obviously, because, you know, why not? But I want to keep the other ones in production long enough. Right? Look at where I snipped it, and just in one day, this little sucker has come out on either side of each snip. Every snip I made. Yep. And the purple basil's starting to do a little bit better. The mint, look at this. All this was gone yesterday. There was one leaf on each little stem that I left. Grows back quick, especially with a little bit of rain, and it put roots down and spread to the backside of this pot too. So I think at the end of the season, I'm going to transfer all the mint into this pot. And this is going to be my mint pot, and I'm going to fill it up with soil. I know definitely the pineapple mint will make a comeback because my grandmother tried covering up the excess amount that she had because it spreads like you won't believe. And she put 12 inches of wood chips on top of it. It comes back every year through all that. Deep roots. Doesn't wilt either. And my little itty bitty cilantro is starting to go to seed. Yeah. So the cilantro's going to seed, the basil's going to seed, and the dill flowers have finally opened up. I mean, it's not much to look at, but it's pretty cool. So, that's it for today, and tomorrow, maybe something new will happen in the garden. Maybe I'll have decent-sized peppers to show you on the plant. Or maybe my green bell pepper will open up and I can pollinate it and get another pepper. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you remember how tiny these peppers were. In comparison to the jalapeno, you could barely see them through the pot. And Mr. Bumblebee's at the peppers. Yay, Mr. Bumblebee! Do your thing! They're so cute and fuzzy. Looking for flowers to pollinate. He likes those cucumbers though. Yeah. Alright, I'm really gonna go now. See you guys tomorrow.